Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. O my Lord, I offer my respectable obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. Before reciting this Srimad Bhagavatam, which is very means of conquest, one should conquer, uh, which is very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Naranarayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author, okay. Shunvatam swakatah Krishnah punyashravana kirtanam hridiyantasto hi abhadrani vidhunote sahrit satam nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैस्तिकी न वै सतां त्वच्चरणार्पित आत्मानां भूतेषु सर्वेषापि पश्यतां तव भूतानि चात्मानि अपृथाग्नि अपृथाग्धि दृक्ष्यतां प्रायेण रोषो अभिभव्येद्यथा पशुम् पृथग्धिग्धयः कर्मदृशो दुराशयाः परोदयोर्पित परोदयोनार्पित हृद्रुजो अनिशां परान् दुर्कृतैर्वितुदन्ति अरुन्तु दास तान् मावधीत् दैववधान् भवविदः. The purport of both the shlokas. Uh, Personality of Godhead becomes angry or I'm sorry.
Probably you can read the translation also.
Okay. Yeah, I'm reading here. 1 minute. Translation for 4.6.46. My dear Lord, devotees who have fully dedicated their lives unto your lotus feet certainly observe your presence as Paramatma in each and every being, and as such, they do not differentiate between one living being and another. Such persons treat all living entities equally. They never become overwhelmed by anger like animals who can see nothing without differentiation. Purport. When the Supreme Personality of Godhead becomes angry or kills a demon, materially this may appear unfavorable, but spiritually it is a blissful blessing upon him. Therefore, pure devotees do not make any distinction between the Lord's anger and his blessings. They see both with reference to the Lord's behavior with others and themselves. A devotee does not find fault with the behavior of the Lord in any circumstances. The purport of 4.6.47. Persons who observe everything with differentiation, who are simply attached to fruitive activities, who are mean minded, who are always pained to see the flourishing condition of others, and who thus give distress to them by uttering harsh and piercing words, have already been killed by providence. Thus, there is no need for them to be killed again by an exalted personality like you. Purport. Persons who are materialistic and always engaged in fruitive activities for material profit cannot endure seeing the flourishing life of others. Except for a few persons in Krishna consciousness, the entire world is full of such envious persons who are perpetually full of anxieties because they are attached to the material body and are without self realization. Since their hearts are always filled with anxiety, it is understood that they have already been killed by providence. Thus, Lord Shiva, as a self realized Vaishnava, was advised not to kill Daksha. A Vaishnava is described as Paradukka Dukki because although he is never distressed in any condition of life, he is distressed to see others in a distressed condition. Vaishnavas therefore should not try to kill by action of the body or mind, but should try to revive the Krishna consciousness of others out of compassion for them. The Krishna consciousness movement has been started to deliver the envious persons of the world from the clutches of Maya. And even though devotees are sometimes put into trouble, they push on the Krishna consciousness movement in all tolerance. Lord Chaitanya advises Trunadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sahishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniyaha Sadaharihi. One can chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking himself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than the tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and ready to offer all respects to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Sishtastaka 3. A Vaishnava should follow the examples of such Vaishnavas as Haridasa Thakura, Nityananda Prabhu, and also Lord Jesus Christ. There is no need to kill anyone who has already been killed, but it should be noted herewith that a Vaishnava should not tolerate the blaspheming of Vishnu or Vaishnavas, although he should tolerate personal insults to himself. Okay.
Hare Krishna. Seems like I think Prabhu dropped, but I think he maybe come back. So in the verse 46 and 47, I think the next few verses, um, you know, so far Brahma glorifying the Shiva, and also now Brahma is petitioning him. He want um, he wants Shiva to spare the Daksha for his sinful activity. So because he's telling that here in the verse 46, surrender devotees doesn't become angry, because in the Vaishnavas they don't become angry, but only people like animals usually get anger, but so and who sees every Paramatma in every living entity, they treat others with a fair, and they don't become angry. I think so. He's saying that now. Surrender devotees don't become angry. Also, Gauranga Darshan Prabhu says that there is no difference between Lord's anger on the demons and also his blessings on the devotees, because these both blessings are on a spiritual level. And in the verse 47, verse 47 talks about here, living entities who are attached to the material life is already already been punished, because because they already attached to the fruitive activities, they already have a differentiated vision, and they are already attached to the karma, and they are in a mean mindedness, envy at others. So thus there is no need them to be killed again by the exalted personality like you. I think that's what Brahma is telling Shiva, that people who are fallen in this conditioned life, and they're already suffering, so there is no need to have given a additional punishment, especially by the exalted personality like you. I think that's what Brahma is trying to petition to Shiva to spare Daksha, as Daksha is influenced by Maya, because even though Daksha is a great devotee, he could not behave like a devotee in that situation, when in that um, in the situation where he was doing the yajna, and Shiva, when Lord Shiva did not give him respect the way he wanted, even though Shiva is meditating upon Supreme Personality of Godhead. And here and Prabhupada mentioned in detail how the Vaishnava can be. Vaishnava is also described as a paradukha dukhi, because he's never distressed in any condition life. Yeah, Tilak Prabhu, you want to tell Prabhu? You want to summarize? So, and also, we have been hearing in the morning japa call, third verse of Shishashtakam Trinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sahishnana Amanena Manadena Kirtanaya Sadahari. So we always, uh, be humble, and only in the humble state of mind, thinking lower than a straw in the street, we can meditate and chant the holy name of Lord continuously. That is the only way we can get the blessing of Lord, and we can go back home Godhead. So being humble and humility are the most important traits or behavior one can develop. That is the only time one can surrender. So to become surrender, I think we recently heard that one has to give up their ego. So how do we give up one's ego? Is becoming a servant. Once we think that we are really servant of Krishna, and we really surrender to Krishna, as with the Sharanagati, the six things, thinking Krishna is the supreme, we are the most fallen, Krishna is the only protector, and only, having a firm faith in Krishna's plans. That is the only way one can surrender. When we surrender and being a humble state, we don't offend the devotees, and we can please the Krishna by chanting his name. So these two verses in summary, Brahma is asking um, Lord Shiva to spare this sinful Daksha, who is influenced by Maya, and you are exalted Vaishnava, and you don't need to kill the sinful people, and like Daksha, don't punish him much. So I think that's the essence of these two verses.
Yeah. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Sorry, I was talking on mute. I'll just um, add a couple of things actually. My way of interpretation. And the same thing, I think it is very clearly already interpreted in these shlokas. What how a devotee should be, and how a devotee should not be, and how we have to see God in God's perspective of handling the same thing. Those three things are covered in this these two shlokas. Uh, so uh, so basically, in the first shloka, as Paramatma resides in everybody's soul, uh, we should not be differentiating between one living being and another living being. So this is I feel that this is the meter that is provided to every one of us, that how much connected we are with the Paramatma. We can just see how much deep we are into Krishna consciousness. I think even we can check that meter by seeing if we are able to see all the living beings in the same level. I mean, we may be in different levels on this, but I feel that this is one kind of a meter to understand where we are in terms of Krishna consciousness, or the understanding of the Paramatma. And second one is Prabhupada has very clearly even try to make a statement where how we have to think about the God when he kills the demons. So in this case, in this case, actually, even though whatever the activities that are done spiritually, they are done uh, in line with the spiritual activities. So whatever the activity that is done by the Supreme Personality of Godhead are are spiritual, they are all spiritual. So everything that is being done in spirituality will be considered as um, even though it is Lord's anger also, it is for the sake of for helping the devotees only, that is being done by the Lord. So similarly, even a devotee, sometimes a devotee also may be doing things. I mean, devotees also may get anger, but the situation here is, if the devotee is doing the things when in a spiritual mood, then definitely it will be in line with the gods, with the God, Supreme Personality of Godhead, and devotees has to see if something they are doing it in anger, it is in line with God's God or not, and need to take it up their decisions and activities accordingly. So I'm not sure when I have read the when I have seen this or not. I mean, I have read through this or not on the Zoom call. I just want to repeat it. I like to seek blessing from all the assembled Vaishnavas, and thank you for giving me an opportunity to purify myself. Please forgive me for any short